everyone, I am Ayushi Gandhi and today we are going to study about 4 different types of writing styles. Why do you need to study different type of writing styles? Because whenever any author or writer or whenever you are writing something, an essay, you need to identify that which style you want to write the idea. You want to represent your idea in which type of style, right? So that's why studying it is very, very important. You might be writing about some information, then it has a different style. You might be writing about some story. You might be describing when you went somewhere for a vacation. So you might be describing a place. So that is a different style of writing. When you are writing about some serious topic, when you are writing about just you are giving information to someone, right? When you want to persuade someone, so then you have to maintain a different style of writing to make sure that your writing is more clear and more effective and more understood by the person who is reading it, right? So interpreting whatever you are writing should be easy. So that's why you need to follow different style of writing so that the reader can understand that what you want to convey by, through what you are writing, right? So there are 4 different styles of writing. According to the idea, the theme, you have to follow any style of writing you want. So expository style of writing is first style of writing, which is subject oriented writing style, in which the main focus of the author is to tell you about a given topic or subject and leave out their opinion. This is one of the most common type of writing style which you always see in textbooks and how-to articles. Expository writing is usually in a logical order and sequence and includes fact. So understand, whenever you want to write something which is logical, which has more facts inside it, then follow expository style of writing, where the writing is about logics and facts inside it. Here is an example. Many people associate the taste of pumpkin with fall. In October, companies from Starbucks to McDonald's roll out their pumpkin flavored lattes and dessert. Here is how to make an easy pumpkin pie using only 5 ingredients. First, make sure you have all the ingredients. The writing is expository because it is logical. You go in sequence, right? Whenever you are explaining someone how to make a pumpkin pie, you have to explain it from the first step to the last step, and the sequence should be maintained. Then only reader would be able to understand what he needs to do first and at the end what he needs to do, right? So that's why expository style of writing is a simple style of writing in which logical order or sequence is maintained and you give facts and figures to the audience or the person who is reading it. Now here you can see there is a non-example also so that it is clear to you. Everyone knows that the best part about the fall is all of the pumpkin flavored desserts. Pumpkin pie is the best fall treat because it is not only delicious but also nutritious. Pumpkin is filled with vitamin A, which is essential for healthy immune system and good vision. This is not expository because several opinions are stated, such as pumpkin pie is the best fall treat. Although this excerpt contains a fact about pumpkin containing vitamin A, that fact is used as an evidence to support the opinion. This opinion makes this example as persuasive writing. So here you can see that when I was reading the example of pumpkin pie, everyone knows that the best part about the fall is pumpkin pie. It is the best fall treat. It is delicious. It is filled with vitamin A, which is essential healthy for the immune system. So here, when I'm speaking about this, that it is healthy and it helps in the immune system of the body of the person, then I'm influencing people to have pumpkin pie because it is very, very healthy, right? So that is a different style of writing. So that is a persuasive style of writing. You'll study that also. But in expository, mainly you include facts and logical sequence. Like in textbook, whenever any machine is described to you, then it is known as expository style of writing because they have given description that firstly the machine will do this, then the second part it will do this, and the after that this will be the result of this machine working, right? So that was expository style of writing, how-to articles, right? Those are expository style of writing. And in the second example, you were influencing, the writer was influencing the person to have pumpkin pie. Now, descriptive style of writing. So, descriptive style of writing is in which the characters and events are described in a great detail. It is sometimes poetic in nature, in which the author is specific about the each and every event which is happening at that time, right? So the author will visualize everything: hear, taste, smell, and feel. So they will use more and more adjectives and metaphor in a descriptive style of writing. So everything, when it is explained in each very detail, then it is known as descriptive style of writing. So here you can see, and I have given you the example, the iPhone 6 is unexpectedly light while the size of its screen is bigger than those of the iPhones that came before. It is thinner, it is smooth, rounded bodies made of aluminum, stainless steel, glass. The casing comes in whitish, silver, gold, or a color the company calls space gray, the color of the lead of the pencil with dark gray accent. This is an example of descriptive style of writing because it includes everything: the size, the weight, the look, the color of the product. Everything is explained in too much detail. That's why it is descriptive style of writing. Now I'll read a non-example of it. So you just brought home a shiny new smartphone with a smooth glass screen the size of your palm. The first thing you will want to do when purchasing a new cell is buy a case. Cracking your screen is an awful feeling and protection is inexpensive when you compare it to the cost of the new phone. Right? Even though the example is using too much adjective like smooth glass, shiny, and everything, but what they are telling you: when you buy an iPhone, you have to buy a case. They are persuading you to buy a new case. So that's a persuasive style of writing. They persuade you to buy a new case. There is detail. They are not having a detailed description of the phone, but they are inspiring you, or they are telling you to buy the new case. So that is persuasive style of writing. In the first example, what they were telling about the color, the size, the shape, so that was descriptive style of writing, right? Now you I have already given you two examples of persuasive style of writing, so you might have known what is persuasive style of writing. But persuasive style of writing, unlike expository writing, contains opinions, biases, and justification. So what is persuasive? When you have your opinion, you say that you should buy an iPhone. So that is my opinion which I am giving to you. So that's why it is persuasive style, right? I am persuading you to buy a new iPhone. So the writing which contains justification and reason to support your opinion. So what I believe, if I'm giving a justification of it, as in the example earlier, you should buy a case because falling of your iPhone will lead to breakage and that will be very costly. So I'm justifying why you should buy a case. So that is persuasive style, right? Okay. So here we are going to study the example and non-example of persuasive style of writing. Following the 2012 Olympic Games hosted in London, the UK Trade and Investment Department reported a 9.9 billion boost to the economy. Although it is inexpensive to host the Olympics, if done right, they can provide real jobs and economic growth. The city should consider placing a bid to host the Olympics. This is persuasive writing, right? Because what they are telling, that it will boost the economy, that's why you should bid for the Olympics. So that is persuasive style of writing, very easy to understand. Now, non-example of it. According to the legends, the Olympics were found by Hercules. Now, almost 100 countries participate in the game with over 2 million people attending. So cities from Boston to Hamburg begin considering their bid to be a host city more than 10 years in advance. All of these statements are facts, figures, right? They are giving you information. So it is known as expository style of writing, right? So in persuasive, you give your opinion, not just the information, right? So here the information is given that these many people attend Olympics, it was invented when, right? So that's why it is known as expository style of writing. Okay. Now, what is narrative style of writing? So, narrative style of writing is a type of writing in which author places himself as a character and narrates the story. The novels, short stories, poetries, and biographies can all fall into narrative writing category. Narrative writing often has situations like disputes, conflicts, actions, motivational events, problems, and solutions. So, what is happening here in narrative style of writing? You are writing about the character or the place you have visited. So, mostly you are describing a situation, conflict, some action, some event, some problem, some solution. That's why you are narrating something to someone. So, that is narrative style of writing when you are telling a story, right? For example, here you can see, I don't think that's a good idea, said Jen. You never used to be such a girl, retorted Orion. So you are narrating something to someone, like you might have seen in drama, right? Sometimes person is saying that this person was thinking like that, right? So that's how when you describe something, then it is narrative style of writing. Ruchi told Sagar this. Sagar replied to her. That's how when you are writing something like that, then it is known as narrative style of writing. What are the non-example of it? Cutting the Edge Haunted House holds the Guinness Book. Cutting the Edge Haunted House holds the Guinness World Record for the largest haunted house on the earth. It's located in a district in Fort, Texas known as Hell Half Acre, in a century-old abandoned meat packing plant. The haunted house takes an hour to complete, finding to horrifying scene incorporation the factory's original meat packing equipment. While this would serve as worthy setting for the story, it would need a plot before it could be a narrative. So here, they have described a place, but they are not they don't have any plot. They are not describing from the. So they have not introduced any character, they don't have a plot, they haven't introduced the place. It is not having any kind of plot. So that's why it cannot be a narrative style of writing, right? A narrative style of writing when characters are introduced to you, when you can see a dialogue form of conversation between the characters, right? When you are describing a place, you describe it from the scratch, like you describe it in proper format, so describing the plot properly, then and only then it is known as narrative part or narrative style of writing, right? When a third person is telling you something. So that's how these are different styles of writing, like expository, narrative, descriptive, and persuasive style of writing. You can follow any style of writing according to the idea or the theme given to you.